Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, it'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Better go subscribe. You do roll with the tide. I'm down in the gun with Coach Smook. Through the game, roll tide, roll tide. Better go subscribe. TikTok.
Somebody say, put me in the game, coach.
Let's get it. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good to see everybody. Hopefully I sound good. It sounds a little muffled, but hopefully everything sounds good. What's good? What's good? He said, run it. Y'all over in the TikTok chat trying to play some video games. We ain't playing no games right now. We talking college football, man. That's what we come to do here. You're catching us live for our morning show. So TikTok, as you tap that screen, if you want to pull up and be seen on the screen with your comments, man, jump up on the YouTube side. We live on YouTube at Coach Smook on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, especially if you're trying to play. If you're trying to play with your boy later on today, we might get some gaming in today. We don't usually game on Mondays, but we have started our morning off so great. This morning, I'm talking about super organized, squared away. We got our workout in. We done ate breakfast. We got our coffee sitting over here. I mean, we ready. Got a cereal bar right across the way. So when we go hit our little second win here during the show, we gonna have enough energy to carry through the show. So I'm excited about it today. Hopefully you all are excited about it too. So my guy Stone Cold over on TikTok said, put me in the game. Coach, I see you, man. What's good with you? Good to see you, my guy. And then where else, man? Where else we got love at? We got some Facebook love. We got Greg McKinney checking in over here on the YouTube side. Got Jason checking in. We got Jordan. Got Sully. Got the squad in here. Got the fellas in here. And we did start a little bit earlier than what we usually do. We've been trying to do between 8 and 7:30, 8:30. Well, we wanted to go ahead and get out. Wanted to go ahead and get all our information out before everybody start trying to act like they know something, right? And the funny thing is, we actually stayed quiet the whole weekend to see what would transpire. And it's funny how, you know, we don't have to regurgitate what we put out, chat. We don't have to regurgitate it. We know what information you all knew. We all knew that JJ Finch was a lock. We called it the week he left for his visit. We knew that it was going to be something there. So and then after talking with the family, man, talking with everybody that's surrounding him, his coaches, everybody that's involved in his recruiting right now, we had a solid interaction with them, and it's just, I felt like he was a Bama lean the moment he got the offer. I mean, the visit. So I think that's a huge get. You talking about a 6'4", 255, 260 pound defensive lineman part. Definitely going to be an interior guy. Going to get him to Bama. Probably see the same type of growth pattern and progression you saw with Jeremiah Beeman coming on campus. Get him in that weight room, really stack the muscle on to that frame, and then just continue to develop him in that size. What's up, man? He said, what's up? MJ said, good to see you, Deborah. Good to see you. MJ, what's good, man? He said, yo, what's the half Triple A family? These YouTube noties are the worst. Oh yeah, 100%. They bad, man. They bad, especially when we got to stream through StreamYard. But because we're streaming through StreamYard, we're able to stream to multiple platforms. We're on TikTok right now. We're on Twitter. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitch. And I think tonight we will actually be streaming on our Kick channel too, man. We haven't done a stream on Kick. So we're just going to use all the other platforms to filter all of the community to TikTok and YouTube so that we can really grow those. And then as those grow, you'll see Twitch and all those other platforms start to pop in and start to interact. Shout out to Paris, my cousin, man, over there short. As a matter of fact, we're going to use the stock sounds today because the other ones, they kind of get janky on me. You know what I'm saying? So we got to find another way. And shout out to Paris sending in the 10. She got 20 of them. GG, she sending the GG. She sending everything. Go ahead, Paris. Look, we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it going. Good to see you, cousin. That's my TikTok cousin, chat. That's my TikTok cousin. If y'all come over to TikTok, man, make sure y'all show my sis some love, man. She be putting everybody on game. She's Paris J. Is it Paris J? Well, I want to put a J on the last on your name. But she's the content cousin, really helping people out on the TikTok side and hooking us up. Yeah, she done sent 103 GG. Shout out to Paris for the love, man. That's some solid stuff right there, man. We on the talk show and she's showing love, man. Appreciate you. TikTok not used to seeing us on the talk show vibe, so we're trying to integrate that. Y'all, if I'm sweating, it's because I had such a good workout this morning, and it's been a while since I ran or did any high intense cardio. And if you tuned into the live this morning on TikTok, your boy was moving, man. I was supposed to be doing a 9-minute mile pace. First of all, let's talk about that. Before we get into the show, we got about 2 more minutes before we kick this thing off. I was supposed to be doing a 9-minute mile pace, right? And I started feeling good, you know, Army vet, start feeling good. You get to feeling good about yourself when you get to running. You get to doing cadences in your head. You know, you got just, I had the music in my head. I had my worship music, so I'm feeling it, you know. Oh God, fall fresh on us. We need your presence. Your kingdom come. I'm feeling it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just moving, man. And then I look down at the watch and it's like, it says 7:45 mile pace. I said, whoa now. And I was at about 1.23 miles and I still had like a 0.7, 0.8 miles. I was like, I'm only going to be able, realistically, mentally. But I challenged myself this morning, y'all, and I really pushed myself. And it led me to this today to open the show up. The words of encouragement for today. As a matter of fact, welcome in everybody. Before we even start, man, I just want y'all to thank God for a second. In the chat, everybody put the hands up. Put them hands up. Give God some thanks in the chat, man, because without him, we wouldn't even be here today, man. I was just thinking on the goodness of God while I was running and just interacting with this community, man. I've learned a lot over the past year and a half about this industry and just content creation, but also the informative side of covering Bama football. And I'm in this place now, man, where all of the negativity, man, I feed off of it. I thrive off of it, right? I thrive off of it because I know how to control what surrounds me. You know what I'm saying? Everything that's outside of my control is in God's hands anyways. So whatever I have control of that's around me, I'm strategically controlling that thing. And so a lot of people were looking for a response last week, and I gave the response. That show we did Friday night, man, I'm talking about killed it. The numbers are still going up. The views on YouTube are still going up because people were expecting the old and we brought the new. So when you really have a sense and a direction on life, I'm telling you, man, you can really change some things. You can really set yourself up to be in a place to really receive from God. I'm telling you, man. And surround yourself with the right people, even when you're in your relationships, man. God is working on something right now in my life. And I'm like, God, I mean, business relationships, personal relationships, my family. You know, I talked to my mom yesterday. I usually call my mom every week. Y'all know I'm a mama's boy. I talked to my mom yesterday, man, and we didn't realize that we hadn't talked on the phone in probably like 9 or 10 days. And I talked to my mama every week. I'm a mama's boy. So it was funny that we got on the phone and I said, Mom, you know what? Usually I would feel bad about not calling you or you not calling me. But to know that you're at such a place in life where you're at peace with where your children are in their lives and whatever is happening in their lives, you already done give it to God and you're at peace. Her health is better. My mama, fine, boy. My mama 59 and about to be, I'm talking about fine as one about to be, mama gonna be 59 this year. And she, boy, I'm telling you, some of y'all better tighten up. Tell them you worried about me having 4 jobs and doing all this other stuff, and you over there about to croak. You need to worry about your health. That's what you need to do. Why are you worried about what's going on? Anyway, hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Welcome into the chat, everybody. Hopefully y'all ready to get into the show, man, here on the Coach Smook Network. This morning talking some Alabama football recruiting. This past weekend was huge. Huge weekend, man. I got so much stuff to talk about when it comes to this Bama recruiting. I hope y'all ready, man. Y'all know how I get when I get this cheesy look, man. I got text messages. I want to show screenshots. I might get lethal today. I might get ruthless. What y'all think, AAA family? Y'all think I should get ruthless today? Y'all think I should get ruthless today? I think it's deserved. I think we can get a little. Nah, we gonna keep it under wraps. We gonna keep it under wraps, man. We gonna keep it cool. But jumping into the show today, man. Listen. Don't forget how to become a member of the AAA family. Join the YouTube channel membership, and then yeah, we're gonna get into this thing, man. Y'all ready to get to it? Let's do it, man. Somebody say it right now. Somebody say it loud. Don't play with me. Say, put me in the game, coach. Let's get into it.
You're talking about Jalen Milroe and the Pips? The perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
I'm not going to take up a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
Go chat. Hopefully y'all ready, man, because we got a lot to discuss and we don't have a lot of time to do it. So let's just discuss it. Let's get into the conversation. So y'all already know, man, it is official visit season is over with, right? We done with official visits. Any prospects and stuff you see on campus now is all unofficial, and they're allowed to do it within the means of the NCAA guidelines and all of that stuff. So we're going to enjoy different faces popping up during the off season and going into that fall, prepping for their senior season, kind of like we saw from Ryan Williams last year after he announced his commitment. But big thing that you all want to know is commitments. Well, you know doggone well you're not going to get the next commitments like who I know for sure is committing here on this live here. You got to go and become a member on the YouTube side to get that, because we will be revealing it to my AAA family with them wristbands, chat. So, but we talking about these potential guys, all this list of guys, and there's a list that I've compiled of priority guys that I feel like Alabama is in good position with, and I want to discuss them today. I'm not going to talk about what somebody else is talking about. I'm going to talk about what I was able to confirm, discuss, interact, network, and do everything I was able to do. So anything you've been seeing on the message boards, you might as well take it.
Leandre gotete gius. Leandre gotete gius. Leandre gotete gius.
And we're back. Thank you, Jesus. Look at God. Won't he do it? Listen, we back, man. We made it back, chat. We made it back. So hopefully y'all still in the chat. Oh, Lord. Lord. Internet. We can't control that. We can't even we can't even talk trash about the internet. You know, we don't control that. It wasn't nothing that we did. You get what I'm saying? It definitely was the internet. Spectrum doing us like that. It's cool though. It's cool though. Hopefully everybody pull back up. Antoine, good to see you, man. Good to see everybody in the chat. Hopefully everything's good, man. And I'm awake now. Good to see Mary J. Good morning, Mary J. Good morning. Hey, what's up, Antoine? Good to see you, man. All right, so I think we are back. I think we're back, chat. If y'all can see me, if y'all can hear me in the chat, let me know. If not, we still got it going on TikTok, look like too, man. We live on both sides. I can see we're live. So if we could get in Discord, let them know we back. Share it up, reshare it. What's up, Stone Cold? We back. Hey, internet, man. Internet, brother. I'm sorry, man. Look, I can't control the internet. What's up, Big Smooth, man? I see you, brother. Good to see you. We back. Yes, sir. Let's go. See, the devil tried to get us, and I just told somebody. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all. Can I turn the music off? I'm sorry, we gotta go this way. But I literally just told somebody that the people that are really experiencing God's presence right now are really enjoying life or are at peace right now. Something big is about to happen the last 6 months of this year. And I'm in this mug preaching this morning. Why am I preaching? But something huge is about to happen for some of y'all that's listening to this message right now. You may be listening to it live. You may be listening to it post live or whatever. But if you run past this 27-minute mark, 28-minute mark in this live, if you don't tap out and you make it to this part of the live, something is meant special for you, because literally the response is what God told me. He said God is going to reward you based off your response. And I could have quit. I could have stopped. I could have said I'll just go live later. Nah. I went up there, I checked it, I tried to check the internet. I told bro, I said, hey, check the internet for me real quick. We stayed calm. We was about to end the live. I said, no, let's just leave it going. It's stuck in a spot. Let me just leave it. And so I left it there, and look at what God is doing now. So now in that we claim the victory. All right. And we gonna call it out now. The algorithm is about to shift in our favor. We about to have the biggest numbers we've seen here on the Coach Smook Network in a while. So y'all continue to like and share the stream, man. Don't forget, man. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you need to go ahead and subscribe. You need to subscribe. And if you're not a member, you need to go ahead and get your wristband, because we got some recruiting news y'all really want to talk about. Let's get into that. Let's talk about it. We was just getting into it. We was kind of talking about our findings over the weekend. We saw JJ Finch commit, but we all knew over here at the AAA family, we already knew that was on his way. So everybody wants to know who's next. You know, they like to see my cryptic tweets on Twitter. They like to get involved. People, you know, they call you out, say you don't know nothing, but they always coming to you for their information. And one day we just gonna scroll the DMs one day. So if you ever wrote me, if you watching on Twitter right now, you ever wrote me and you don't really support my content, don't go in there trying to delete, because you know you can't delete it from my side. It's only gonna be able to delete from your side. So don't worry about it. You gonna be out here. All you gotta do is pull up on YouTube and like and comment. Just let me know you watch it. You know what I'm saying? Not much longer now. Things about to shift quickly. Look at Jordan. I know it. I see it, man. Let's go, man. So get into the conversation. We talked about JJ Finch this weekend. I want to bring some of the prospects up, and I want to go over the official visits we had throughout the official visit season, right? And this is my list. This is my list that I recorded and that I know confirmed showed up, and the dates that they visited. This is my list. I may be missing one or two because there was an add-on last week's visit, not this past week, but the week before last. I didn't get them, and I think it might have been Rael Kelly was the late add-on for last week's. No, he was just here this weekend. He was just here recently. So definitely going to be exciting to see. Well, I'm going to tell y'all what happened with Kelly. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about it all today. Then if you really want to know about you know, possible commits next up, who I think is really committing, my scoop levels, all of that stuff like we did last week, we're going to put that on members only, because we were way on point. We were way too on point to be putting that out for free. People they paying $6.99 and $7.99 to go talk on these message boards with people that don't know crap, and they sit there and they'll regurgitate that junk and push it out, and people on platforms will repeat it like what they heard. You ain't heard nothing. You on the message board. It's just like being in the Facebook message group. You know, you're not talking to nobody. And then I got accused of not being able to be inside the program, guys. That one was funny. That one was funny. Me not being connected is funny because it's funny when, you know, never mind. We're gonna let God do it. We're gonna let God do it. So, anyways, let me see. Where are we at right here? We still good on the YouTube chat? It says we are. Okay, we still good. All right, so just going over the list, man, and I'm gonna let's go. Let's just start because I kind of did it from, you know, when they came early and when the visit started early in May, towards this week, because you get 4 weeks. It starts the last 2 weeks of May and then goes into the first 2 weeks of the first 3 weeks of June. So we started off. They had Nolan Wilson on campus, the defensive end, 6'4", 250, 4-star. On most of your recruiting sites, remember we had Booby Feaster that weekend. We had Braden Rouse, Deacon Schmidt, Titan Davis, JJ Finch, Jeremy Finch Jr. All right, Malachi Lee was there that weekend. And then who else was there? KJ Edwards. It wasn't Jira. It was KJ. KJ was there that weekend. So we had that group, and we talked about the confidence in guys in that group. And I'm gonna go through all of this, right? I'm gonna go through my list. Then you had Brian Williams the next week on the 6th. I think that same weekend, the following weekend, we had Brian Williams Jr. That same week we had Sincere Johnson. And I remember everybody was talking about, oh, we got a chance with Sincere. I was like, the conversation is attractive, right? When you host other big name prospects that and they may not be a lean, but it's attractive to have them and have their attention, because now it may be a guy that you just want to get his attention and let him know that, hey, we still looking. And that's just the nature of the business. At the end of the day, you can't sit here and play numb to the fact that this is a business, right? So you look at it, and maybe the Sincere Johnson visit was what catapulted Xavier Griffin and his lean towards Alabama and expecting his commitment. So same position, same build, same type of caliber of player. I think you're getting a better fit with Xavier Griffin, who I expect to sign. Same weekend, you had Panatoski. Everybody was talking about this 3-star quarterback. Another not lucrative, but attractive conversation to create that buzz to pull in the guys that you really want and get their attention, right? KJ Edwards did show up. He showed up on the 30th. He did. He showed up on the 30th. I confirmed it. Smooth, you got to stop it, man. You got to stop it, bro. You did this last time, and you was way off. We had Brian Williams on that weekend with Panatoski, the wide receiver out of Florida. Derek Cooper. Everybody was hyped about Coop, man. And I still have some good feels around him. He's starting to pull some 5-star ratings on some of your major recruiting sites. So it's some quality stuff. They're going in and getting a guy like Cooper and gaining some real interest from him. I'm going to talk about him a little bit in the members only video, some things there. Him and Kamari Brooks, both of them, you know, the way that we've made some leeway here in recruiting as far as gathering their attention. Everybody knew. I kind of figured that with Brooks, it'll be between us and Georgia. I think he's going to make his decision and be solid wherever he goes. Wherever he commits to, I think he's going to be solid there. He's a year one impact player, going to put on 10, 15 pounds once he gets on campus at that 6'4" weight. Put him at 235, 240. First year rotational guy on any roster. I don't care what type of depth you have. He's kind of like a Justin Hill of this group. And then, of course, Xavier Griffin came that same weekend, right? With some of the commits. That's that same weekend or that following that weekend, or was it a week later? No, it was that Monday or Tuesday later. We got the commitment from Sam Utu. I think it was like the 8th or the 9th. We got the commitment from him. I just know following that week. And if you all haven't noticed, Alabama has pulled in some type of verbal commit following each big weekend of recruiting. Now, in the initial, we didn't have any. We didn't have any in the initial. But following every week, every week of recruiting, there has been a commit out of that recruiting, that official visit week. So this is kind of trending like it was last year. So we got a lot of things. He said, I was right. Just like you said, Brian Wills was visiting this weekend and he came June. Oh, yeah. And he was set to come visit this weekend, too. I never said he didn't come visit earlier in the month. I just said he was supposed to come visit this weekend. But we're going to talk about that, too, because there was no need to come visit. Mr. Smooth. I like your message board material, though. It keeps it interesting. On Cabell, later on this month, man, we just had him this past weekend. Later on this month, I expect him to go ahead and make that commitment. I expect him to make that commitment. Do you know why he didn't, Smooth? Since you know so much. I've been looking for some conflict, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I've been looking for some debate. Been itching. Oh, but I wasn't wrong. That's the thing. So when I said he's supposed to be making a visit this weekend, haven't confirmed. You remember I never confirmed, right? We never confirmed. We never got off and said he was sure. We would sure be here. We were planning on having him here for a visit. Conversation. Nah, I can't tell you. See, you trying to get slick. Smooth think he's slick. He ain't really supporting to really get the information. He trying to get me to slide into the conversation and reveal some information so he can go and try to report it on somebody else channel like he knows something. You ain't slick, Smooth. You almost got me. Ooh, he's slick, Chad. Hey, Triple A, that boy slick. He's slick. He almost had me. He was like, man, let me get my notepad out. Nah, not today, fella. Not today. Back to the scheduled programming. Boy, I am looking for smoke, MJ. You know I've been looking for smoke. You seen the video, and I'm tempted to post that video today from the main page. That's how much smoke I'm looking for. But Smooth, you ain't slick. Nah, you funny. Cause you tried it. You trying to put out some crazy stuff, knowing that it ain't true. Knowing that you was going off some other stuff that you found from somebody else stuff, right? Not nothing that you know. You just going off what somebody else said. And then you want to get the real because you know Smook got the real. You smart. I respect the hustle. But back to the regular scheduled programming. Javian Mallory, the running back that came during the week of the 13th, he's committed to Florida. But if you look at a lot of things surrounding his recruiter right now, he's committed to Miami out of Florida. You look at a lot of things surrounding his recruitment right now. It wouldn't be crazy to see him possibly commit to Bama before and try to, get that spot before the young man we just had on campus this past weekend. The running back out of what's the boy's name? Not Mallory. What's the boy's name we just had on campus this weekend? Barnett. Javari Barnett. It wouldn't be crazy to see one of them jump. Barnett, both of them committed elsewhere. Miami's not. I don't think Mallory is feeling Miami right now after making his visit to Bama. Had a great visit at Bama. He was real quiet, but that report coming back from it, and then talking about some of the moves that he's been making after that Bama visit, man, I wouldn't be surprised to see him decommit and flip to Bama. Now, we got some good leeway with Javari Barnett this weekend. We talking running backs right now. We got some good leeway with Barnett. I feel like that push with, Bama, Illinois is where the comparison is. There is no, I think he realizes what's the advantage is there, right? But also you look at the depth in the running back room, man, it's possible that we can lose 4 running backs out of this running back room. So it wouldn't be crazy to go and sign 2 or 3 running backs in this class. If you get the 2 that you target and you want to, if you get an extra one that's committed to being a part of this rotational depth and growing and developing in a system, you got another stable of backs, another trio of backs to really sustain for the next 3 to 4 years. You're going to redshirt at least 2 of them, right? You're going to have a leader of the pack, kind of like Jan Miller was to Justice Haynes and Richard Young. You get a group like that back in Bama, it's realistic. So pay attention to this running back class. You already know we got Crowell that's leaning heavy towards Bama. I think that's 100% commit right there. Adding somebody in that room that fits the same frame, similar running style, gives you a different aspect. I think with Mallory, you get a little bit more shiftiness, a little bit more speed with his size, right? And Barnett, 6 foot 195. He's a more of an elusive style runner, right? And Crowell, he can give you both. So I think we might be looking to really round up a trio of guys. I'm not going to bank on it. I think you get your 2 and you live with that, especially in this class, and especially with both guys being committed elsewhere. That's going to be interesting to watch. Mark my words. If not one, if not both of them, I know for sure. I think we have more leeway with Mallory right now. Speaking of this morning, like just this morning, Mallory, I feel like if we was to get a flip in that out of those running backs, it would be Javian Mallory. So just pushing to help Coach grow. What you talking about, Zach? Smooth, you a lie. Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying in the chat too, man. I don't like that. It's fun in games till you start lying. Anyways, Jaden Terry came this past weekend, y'all. Jaden Terry, no, last weekend. I'm sorry, the 13th. I keep mixing because I put them in. I put their names out there, and then I put the dates next to them. And I think I got like the days they actually showed up because I see 13th, 14th. I see the 12th on one of these. I see the 11th. So yeah, days they actually like when they text was like I'm on campus or they was showing up. Let me see. Who else did I mention that we kind of just want to talk about? Brandon Arrington. Y'all remember when Dash came that weekend? Wilson Zaire. That's somebody I feel like is really, really leaning towards Bama now. Especially with Chris, the commitment from Booker this past weekend. That was one that we said was like literally sitting on the doorstep. We talked about the offensive line, how much depth we're trying to replace after this year. So it's not as hard to get these offensive linemen to commit and to see the opportunities to develop and really present themselves, give themselves a chance to be on the field. Redshirt sophomore year, redshirt freshman year. Shout out to the big 30 in the chat, man. We got 30 in the chat on YouTube. Y'all continue to run the likes up. Continue to share the stream. Continue to subscribe if you're not a subscriber. How many likes we got on the stream there? Let me see what I got in the chat. Let me refresh that page. We got 15 likes. Come on, y'all. Let's hit our 25 like goal. We got 29 in the chat, 31 in the chat now. Continue to run the likes up. Hey, and don't forget, man, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribing to the channel is free. It's free. It's absolutely free to subscribe. That's the easiest way to support. Jarrell Lane, I want to talk about Tank Jones on the members only. I'll give you an overview though. Tank Jones, Alabama, Auburn. Expect the fight to the end, man. Expect the fight to the end. And I don't think even his early commitment, his verbal commitment, I don't think you can count it. You can really bank on it then. He's your number one linebacker prospect in the state right now for both schools. They feel like he's a pivotal piece for the 26 class when it comes to in-state, getting those in-state guys. But I think Alabama is content with allowing that process to play itself out without putting extra effort into it. One being, you look at what we have leaning towards Alabama right now. I love Tank Jones. I love Tank. What's up, big homie? Good to see you, bro. Brian Gary, what's good, man? Hey, good to see y'all over there on TikTok. I see y'all, man. I can't wait till we see them dogs, man. Good to see y'all, man. Hey, Brian, good to see you over there. Hey, I got some recruiting news for you, too. I know y'all got the flip from Auburn. But y'all about to lose, too. And I'm going to put in my members only stuff, man. What's up, Jimmy? Good to see you, my guy, over there on TikTok. I see you, man. Good to see everybody, man. I see y'all gifting over there, too. Is y'all gifting over there? Y'all crazy, man. Turn up one time for your boy, man. Appreciate y'all for turning up with your boy. Yeah, the cookie cake will not prevail. No, hey, listen. Y'all can't have cookie cake, but Coach Smook can. I got a good high metabolism. I could digest all that stuff. You don't need food. If you don't want food, send it my way. We will devour it. Appreciate the roses over there, TikTok family. And hey, continue to tap that screen for your boy. Just tap that screen. We want to try to get the 2K likes on this live, man. We only been live. Well, we were going for like 10 minutes. So we're going to add an extra 10 minutes on. So we'll be right at the 150, 155 mark when we towards ending the show, Mary J. Just a heads up. So back to the conversation. Let's start talking about it. Let's open up the conversation. I really want to talk about it now. We've kind of did an overview of guys that visited, kind of really rung the bells. We know about the Sedarian Morgans and the Zion Gibsons, the guys that's already committed, Jamarian Matthews, all of these guys that's committed already. We know about them. Let's talk about some of the guys that I really feel like the compass is really pointing towards. Their commitment compass is really pointing towards the University of Alabama. I really think we're going to get a lot of these guys that we're going to discuss. I'm not going to discuss details. I'm just going to talk about them and how they fit and why a commitment from them makes sense here on the live show. You want to know what the real is, what the likelihood is? We'll talk about it in the members only, all right? So check this out. Start off with this list. I'm excited for us getting JJ Finch, big pickup for our D-line. Not just him. It's a few more that I think we're going to have in this class. And honestly, y'all, I think defensive line in this class right now, we might go and get 4. We might go and get 4 or 5 interior guys. Because you see how the class is shaping out right now? The funny thing is, I don't think the guys that are committed were priority guys. These guys are just bought in because of what they were introduced to, as recruits, as prospects. So I look at it now and I say, okay, we got Cedarius Morgan on campus this past weekend. We had Max Sutter, Xavier Crowell was here this weekend, Deacon Schmidt, Anthony Tank Jones, man, and then Xavier Griffin was last weekend. I look at how they lined up. I put it in this order because look at how they lined up the priority to be able to spread out the attention. You get what I'm saying? You talking about some game changing prospects all within a week's time making a visit. You don't want to get things mixed up. You don't want to get conversations mixed up. You want guys to understand you are prioritizing a sense of individuality that works within the whole concept of the framework of the team. And these guys, man, you're talking about NIL value with Cedarius Morgan just shooting up weekly. You know, the more people he gets out and gets evaluated, the more visits he makes, the more his film goes across. It's just the value is going up. And then the 7-on-7 circuit from last year, definitely brought some value to him. So you're seeing the business factor affect a lot of these guys. Max Sutter is another one of those guys. Just purely off the 7-on-7 scene in itself. That young man has made a name for himself. A dog on the field. So just looking at everything and how it's shaping out, chat, it's a lot of things that we can consider with this list right here. You know, you got your running back, your key running back in this class. Crowell right now, a 4-star. I think he ends up being a 5-star before this class ends. Same with Max Sutter. Same with Deacon Schmidt. You know, these are guys that are 94, 93 rated 4-stars and on most of your major recruiting databases. And these are guys that are leaning towards Alabama. They're leaning towards Alabama. Crowell, Morgan, Jones, right there fighting Jones for with Auburn for Jones. Xavier Griffin. You know, I can't wait to have that trio of the Gainesville commits. Like that right there in itself is crazy to me, to go into a program at high school level and get 3 prospects. 3 prospects. I mean, and they're all guys that can come in. I think out of that group of 3, you look at Jamarian Matthews' film, and he's probably the one that's the least developed, and he's dominated. So I'm looking, man. I'm excited about what we're doing here. Now, let's go to the next list. We talk about the rest of these guys. Some guys that came the week before that, right? And I'm mixing them in now. Some guys that came in, and this is kind of like the list where I feel like we are right at about 80. I ain't gonna say that. This is my so-so list, right? This is the ones I know we're in good position with, but because of how quiet they are, I think they're part of what I believe is about to happen in the next coming days. All right, Kamari Brooks, we know we're fighting here for Georgia with Georgia for him. That's another edge prospect that I feel like is going to be a 5-star or highly rated 4-star at the end of his recruiting cycle. And you get him and mess around and turn around and can snatch Nick Abrams from Michigan, who I feel like Michigan is really the ones that's pulling Nick Abrams, right? I think Alabama's playing catch up, and Michigan has had him. I feel like Michigan has had him. He fits that scheme. I think he's an early guy there, an early turnover guy there. With Bama, I think he comes in and develops better. So when he does get thrown on the field year 2, redshirt freshman, sophomore year, I think he's day one ready, draft prospect ready when he's thrown on the field at Bama. Now, Michigan, you're going to grow through reps. You're going to see a lot more opportunities to put things on film because they have they have the space there. Abrams come here to develop, man. You snatch him. This is a guy that can play inside and edge. Another guy like Xavier Griffin, right? Now you allow a specialty pass rusher like Kamari Brooks, or if you mess around and get off the quartet of the elite linebackers in this class, man, it's not crazy to think that it can't happen, chat. I need y'all to understand that, because look at what's happening on the roster. Deontay Lawson is leaving. Jihad Campbell just left. Justin Jefferson is leaving. Nakai Hill-Green is leaving. You're going to lose one of your upperclassmen, right? And it's possible you might lose one of your redshirt sophomores that's going to be, going into that 3rd year and maybe have not cracked the rotational depth, right? They're not seeing the amount of snaps that they think they deserve. So you might see that next year, and it's not crazy to think that it'll happen, chat. It's not crazy. So let's really think about what this class can be. I think that if we slow down and look at what's leaving the roster and look at the depth, this class could be the best class we've seen since probably 2016, 2017, that 2017 class, right? The highest rated. So looking at it, man, I like what we had with these next few names I'm about to mention. Malachi Lee, the offensive tackle, the offensive lineman from Kamehameha, Hawaii. All right, Kamehameha. If you watch Dragon Ball Z, you know why I had to say that. But Malachi Lee, I told you all, I really feel strongly about him announcing his commitment to Alabama. A disciplined mindset comes from that Polynesian culture. We've had a lot of that come through the university, you know, with Tua, and then who else? Latu, the Latu family, I believe they're part of that culture. Just a lot of different cultures coming through. Polynesian culture has affected the Bama fan base like no other. I promise you, man. That family vibe, the way they love family, and the way the South does family, clashes of culture sometimes mix. And I think that the Tonga Valia family brought something different to Bama with that. But you see the same thing with Malachi Lee. That family loved Alabama, man. That family loved Alabama. They're respectable. They're very humble people that they know what their son is doing. They're excited about it. But he's such a humble young man. Speaking with him and his family, man, was crazy. Like, to be in this position, to just interact with these young men and their families, and for them to be just not necessarily carefree, but the type of sense of protectiveness that they get from me, awareness that they get from me when I'm dealing with their child's, you know, this young man's career and covering it. I appreciate it. I appreciate the grace to be able to do this, because not everybody can do it and juggle the other side of how I do things too. You all know I don't mind no drama. I don't mind mess. I don't mind setting somebody up or calling somebody out. I don't mind doing it. But at the same time, I got another side too, where these are my boys too. You know, Chattin Davis. I loved being able to interact with that visit. That was the weekend, man. That was the moment when I knew we were really going to see some changes happen at the University of Alabama. When a guy like me is there, not there physically, but there, and it's not an issue. What's up, coach? Good to see you again through the phone. That's awesome. So I thank God for the opportunity. And guys like Malachi Lee and Chattin Davis are locker room guys. They're guys that you're Jaden Roberts, right? You're Jaden Roberts type fit. You're CJ Dupree from last year. You know, guys that don't necessarily have to be the loudest, but you know, when they do stuff, they do it the right way and people follow. They follow suit. Same thing with Jahad Campbell and Deontay Lawson last year. The type of accountability that they took on throughout the season, man, it was good to see that on the defensive side. I honestly believe that's why the defense meshed a lot faster and gelled a lot quicker than the offense. Because if you look at the offensive side, it was a lot of egos on the offensive side. And I don't mean to get into just Bama, you know, the season from last year, but we're looking at personalities. I look at that with the recruiting, and a lot of these guys are well-spoken young men. You got your flashy guys that's kind of just real confident. They're going to pop their stuff as they should, you know. But then you got the guys that's dogs like Sedarian. He real, you know, he flashy about his appearance, but when it comes to doing that work on the field, you won't hear nothing from him. He's not gonna talk much. He remind me of Julio, you know. So I love the personality features that we're recruiting. I love the guys the characteristics that they carry on their day to day. Javar Barnett, we was talking about him earlier in the show. I really think that Illinois' commit is that time is expiring and on it. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened by Friday, late Saturday type stuff, you know. And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna put this out there, and I guess I could drop a bomb. Let me drop a bomb. There's a big commitment day set up for Alabama. There's a big commitment day set up. There's a coordinated commitment day for a lot of these big prospects who are really they're really just ready to commit to something and start building now. These young men, you know, transitioning through from high school to college now, there's a lot of advisors out there right now. And there's a mode of thinking that's being pushed, and I have people that watch this show that can confirm it, and they can call me out. Listen, there's some recruiting analysts that work at the collegiate level that have been in the industry for 15, 20 years, right? And they will tell you, and they will agree with me, or they will not agree, but I will say this. the way that college football is now, you have to look at it as a transitional stage, right? You can't look at it. You can't look at it as a end of the road type of move anymore. It's a transitional stage now. Back 15 years ago, college football was an eclipse for a lot, but now with so many opportunities past college football, you're talking about NIL endorsement deals. Whether you go and play at the next level or not, you can really thrive off of being a sponsor for Tuscaloosa chiropractic for the next 15 years, right? Giving back to the community. Maybe you go to school for that type of stuff. Like, so understanding the business of it is very important. When you have guys like Rael Kelly, guys like coming and making visits and starting to trend towards Bama, it's becoming a business thing. It's first of all, you're establishing territory in Cincinnati. Shout out to Coach Mo and staff. I mean, Justin Hill, Cam Calhoun transfer from Utah. They all from that Cincinnati area. We're talking to a lot of guys in the Ohio region, and they're leaning towards Bama. I wish we could have kept Big Vodney, but I honestly think he was. Oh, nah. See, the thing is with Vodney Cleveland, and Jason, myself at Hall Tech Sports, and a lot of other the recruiting guys in the state of Alabama, we have been following that for a while, but we knew that was an out of state move regardless. He's just one of those kids, man. You don't a kid like Vodney he wants to get outside. I mean, and I don't see nothing wrong with it. I think wherever he goes, I think he's going to be a solid fit. I just don't think you're supposed to get every big name in state. That's what happened with tradition, the old school way, and that's why you see a lot of those guys that jumped in the portal. That's why they moved like they did, man, because being bound like that does some things mentally. When you know you were that guy and you could have developed if you would have had the right opportunity and not had to play behind some seniority type of mindset, that really, it'll mess you up and throw you off. I think about guys like Aaron Anderson and who was the wide receiver that came in a few years ago? Portal guy. I feel like he should have stayed where he was and he would have been a solid development guy. Came in tall. I forget his name, man. He was a tall guy from Louisville. I forget his name, but he came in and he never got to see the field for real. We were so excited about him when he came out the portal, and never got to see the field for real. One, he got injured, but then the development part of trying to learn a new scheme and put him. So you start looking at personality traits, all these things that fit. You're looking at this staff. I feel like they got a good grip on that. Rael Kelly is the newest name that I really feel like is about to make a real quick decision, and I think he's comfortable with Alabama already. Coach Mo, that connection there, and Cam Calhoun is like a real mentor body of that region where they from. They come from the same area, so it's somebody like you could look up to and say, "Dang, he's at Bama doing his thing," and we used to train together. We would work out with the same development trainer. Shoot, I could play at Bama too. So that's what you see with this situation with Kelly. Now, this last page, these are names that a lot of people aren't talking about, but I think we in real good position. One reason I feel like they're not talking about them, because they're not camp guys. They're not going to be highly rated guys, 5 stars, because of what they don't go out and do, right? But I truly believe these guys are like steals, and they're hard leans for Bama. Brian Williams Jr., the wide receiver out of Florida, y'all remember we talked about him. Kind of just makes you not even care about not having the interest. Well, and this is my opinion. I think Feaster is still looking at Bama. I think you're still getting Barber. Ole Miss has still looking at Bama, keeping that option open. But you got guys like Owen Cabell and Brian Williams Jr. with Sedarian Morgan. I think you shut it down. Now, I've been privy to conversations where this current staff has made a phone call. Hey, we're moving in this direction. We appreciate you. We wish you the best. It's nothing personal. We got the guy we wanted. Alabama had the guy last season. The wide receiver that I felt was a better overall prospect, would provide the higher end. He commits to Tennessee. We're going to get this guy from Mississippi, out of Mississippi, right? He commits. We're hyped. He decommits. Now we go into class and we take Derek Meadows and Latier Brooks out as wide receivers, which to me is, you're not losing there, But the other guy that I felt like was a better fit for our scheme and what you see, what we're getting out of, what we're going to see out of Isaiah Horton, he's at Tennessee right now. And I think we would have had him if we would have made him a priority instead of the guy out of Mississippi. I think this guy, he's going to be a stud for Tennessee. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I can't say his name as much no more because he in college now. But that's my youngin, and I really do think he was more of a strategic, schematic fit for Alabama. So I like what we're doing with targeting Brian Williams Jr., somebody that's, you know, kind of under the radar in the major international recruiting space. Probably going to see a lot more attention now that Alabama's starting to give him some more exposure. And then Owen Cabell, a very highly underrated 3-star wide receiver, big body, big dude. A lot of people like, nah, bro. This boy can play. This boy can play. I don't care. He's not, and he's more of a threat at the X and the Z as a boundary receiver than a few guys on our roster. I think you could pull him out to the boundary and put guys like Mbakwe, Rico Scott, who else that usually would play the Z? Ryan Williams, guys that float in between that Z and that slot position. I think you could put Owen Cabell on the field at the Z because of his route running ability, and he can stretch the field for you. He can get mixy with the ball in his hands, but he's a solid blocker too. 6'2", 210, I believe he is. You got a bigger frame wide receiver out there, usually tends to have better blocking results, right? When you factor those things in. So Brian Williams Jr., Owen Cabell, those two being on that list for me is huge. I think we're sitting right there on the cusp of getting that commitment from Owen Cabell, and then Brian Williams Jr. I think he might take his time and process this thing. He might take his time and process this thing, but I think Bama is the best fit for him, and I think he knows that too. But with all the other commitments coming, that is not necessarily peer pressure. That togetherness, that unity factor is going to be a huge thing when we start seeing these commits. Shout out to the 19 likes on the stream. We need 6 more likes to hit our like goal, and we got about 45 minutes left on the show. So continue to run the likes up on the show. Now, last but not least, I want to speak on these last two guys together. Let's do the last three. We talked about Zay Hall a few weeks ago, how he was an in-town kid. The offer is there, waiting for that commitment. I think he's a Bama commit, and I think he's the steal of this class. I think Zay Hall is the steal of this class, being an underrated guy. I think he's not even rated on some sites. But you look at him, man, he looks like your traditional Bama linebacker the way he plays, man. Your Rolando McClain-ish, Mac Wilson type, kind of like we got out of AJ Sanders, you know, and Abdul Sanders Jr. And I can't wait to see what this commitment looks like, you know, coming out of this. Like, I really think this is going to be a linebacker class where we don't lose any because of what's in front of them and how they're progressing together. This is another deep linebacker class. We saw, and this defense demands linebackers. This defensive scheme demands depth at the linebacker position. You saw we were able to really thrive with, 12 DBs last year, 10, right? 10 active DBs on the roster. That's between corners and safeties. Maybe 12. It might was 12. We played 12 guys, I believe. Defensive line, same, 11, 12. Linebacker room had like 20 guys play. Rotate between the Bandit, Mike, Will, and the Wolf. You had guys, because sometimes your Bandit is not a true DN. It's another pass rushing edge. So it wouldn't be crazy to go and get the depth pieces of Mitchell Smith and Emmanuel Ruffin, right? Well, Mitchell Smith is the offensive lineman, but Emmanuel Ruffin, right? Along with Finch's commitment, along with somebody else that I really feel strongly about lately, Elijah Golden. I'm telling you, I just strongly just lately, and it's the staff, man. Every time I try to tell y'all, like, I don't speak from this from a journalistic standpoint. I speak from an interactive networking. I'm just speaking on it because if I didn't know anything about any of this, I probably wouldn't be talking about it. I'd be reacting to it. I'm not reacting. I'm telling you what's developing. I'm putting y'all on to what's developing in so many words and trying to give you a sense of a way to think when it comes to recruiting. So you just won't be chasing because a big name showed up. That don't mean nothing. You go turn this film on, you look at some of the things surrounding his recruiting, and then you can start getting a better gauge on what that looks like. But to really be in those conversations with these prospects is pretty freaking awesome. I'm very blessed. So those are kind of the commitment compasses that I'm gauging here that's really leaning towards Bama, talking about these names. Wilson Zaire is one that I'm extremely excited about. I think with Zaire, you get some of everything. And I'm trying to pull up his measurables because where's Zaire? There you go. 6'6", 280. You're talking about creating some more depth at the offense at the tackle position. My thing is this, chat. You got an opportunity right now. We might lose Caden Proctor, Wilkin Formby, Jaden Roberts. No, ain't no might lose. You're going to lose Caden. You're going to lose Jaden. You're going to lose Parker. You're going to lose. You might lose Wilkin, right? Cam is eligible for the draft, right? So you're moving. And Gino, you got 6 offensive linemen that you're losing. You got 4 in the last class. Go and get another 4 or 5 in this class. Get 1 in each position. Get you 3 interior, 2 perimeter guys. And then you mess around and lock those guys in early. You see we got Utu already committed in this class. Sam Utu. We got Chris Booker. I think Utu is a tackle. Booker, I know for a fact we're recruiting him as a tackle. Chris Booker, interior guy. You go and get you another tackle in Malachi Lee. Right? Go get Malachi Lee. I love Malachi Lee. Kamehameha. Y'all better listen to me. Mess around and get 6'5", 300-pound Mitchell Smith to get you some more depth on that offensive line at the tackle position. And you get your interiors squared away with an early visit. We had the early visit from Deacon Schmidt, who a lot of people think he's going to play tackle. I think he's going to be interior. Get up to that 320, 325 range. He could play the guard. He can play guard. So I look at the offensive line group in itself is going to be interesting to watch. Wilson Zaire part of that group. I really think he's going to make his move. I would say this week, but I think we were his last official. His last official visit. The week before, where did he go? Zaire. Was it Michigan? Where did he go the week before he came to us, chat? I want to say Michigan. I like Zay Hall from Hillcrest. Kid is underrated. Oh yeah, 100%. 100% Jackson. Zay Hall, hey, he's very underrated. That's what I'm saying. He's one of those stories that, the moment he touches the field, you see that passion for not only just football, but for the Crimson Tide. That stuff bleeds out onto to that play. So looking at it, man, these are my commitment conferences right here. These are the guys that I really feel like Alabama has a good chance to get. And I think right now, I won't put percentages on this, but just keep an eye out for a lot of these names. You know what I'm saying? We already talked about the obvious ones: Sutter, Morgan, Crowell, Griffin, Schmidt. I threw Jones on there because of the 50-50 feel I got between us and Auburn. And when you have that goes all the way down to signing day. So I'm gonna keep them up there. Then I came to this list. I kind of a little bit below that, not necessarily skill set wise, but I feel like they're going to be a lot more clear. Probably following today, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll know a lot more about what's going on. If Titan Davis and Malachi Lee don't commit before the end of the day, Kamari Brooks and Nick Abrams, 2 guys in that linebacker room. I think Alabama's really starting to stack, or is trying to stack this class with linebackers. Javari Barnett, Rael Kelly. I think Rael Kelly is committed. I think he's here. Already. Like, not even playing. He may not have said it, but mentally, I think he's already here. He already can see himself. And then to close it out, Brian Williams Jr., Owen Cabell, Wilson Zaire, Emmanuel Ruffin, Mitchell Smith, and the steal of this class. The steal of this class for Alabama, if we get this commitment, is Zay Hall. RDG says Utu will be a guard at 6'4", 300, 310. Dude square like Bill plays. Pad level well, hot, heavy-handed, needs to work on leaning like Roberts at Bama, but Utu will be guard, not tackle. He plays tackle for his team. I disagree. I look at his skill set. I look at how athletic he is, how he bends. You get him on the coach cap, he's going to stay at the tackle position. If he was able to develop Wilkin Formby at the tackle position from where he was last coming in as a true freshman, and you see the change between the growth during the season when he had to put live reps on the field, I think you're going to see the same thing from Utu. And they similar size, similar frame. longer arms. Utu is not built like your normal Polynesian. That dude, he's got longer arms. He's 6'4" with a 6'7", 6'8" wingspan. He has long arms, 12.5-inch hands or 11.5-inch hands, big hands. So I that's tackle. That screams tackle to me. The kid's going to play at 325, 315. You get what I'm saying? Bigger tackle, like we see from Proctor. Proctor getting that weight down 330, 335 right now, I believe. I think it was last reported 345, somewhere around there. Yeah. Fonby 6'7". Well, hey, the thing is, you look at 6'7" on the edge. I got a 6'4" tackle. All my guards have been 6'5", 6'4" and below, 6'3" and below. I really think Utu is my tackle, man. I like him and Malachi Lee. Malachi Lee 6'7", long reach. Utu gonna grow. You got a guy with a 6'6", 6'7" wingspan at 6'4". He gonna grow. I think he got another inch. 6'5". I like him at tackle. I like his tackle film. We see him at the guard film. Very, very physical. But you look at what's in front of him at the guard position. I don't think you're bringing him in to be a depth piece at the guard position. Michael Carroll. Come on, man. Wake up. Talk to me for a second. Michael Carroll going to be your guard for the next 2 to 3 years. Talk to me, man. You can build a Utu around Carroll and do both and Wardrobe. You can develop that. Exactly, RDG. And I think when you get a recruit like that at the collegiate level, especially in this scheme, you want to help him create value for himself at the next level. Leave him at tackle. We know that's where the money making is for these college kids. Tackle. Trust me. That young man will be a tackle. He is athletic enough to do it. You literally just said it. I can tell you, I could say a name and then you can go and look it up and then you'll be like, okay, he might know for real. You might not doubt it. I can tell you a name. TH. Just go look at their staff directory and look up a TH. All right, that's what you do. That's the only reason, because I'm like you, man. I like them wide frames. I think those guys just have a mentality of play guard or defensive tackle or inside linebacker. The culture breeds that toughness that you need for those positions. But we're seeing this game evolve. I continue to tell everybody, this is not the Saban era of recruiting. These guys are getting out there competing in these 5-on-5s. They working on their pass rushing, they pass pro. Look, man, I'm telling y'all, this class is so diverse. Watch how many athletes end up committing last minute to Alabama because of the diversity that they're being projected to. And there's a lot of other programs that's doing the same thing. I think Georgia's losing in recruiting because they don't have that. I don't think their recruiting is really excelling at that part. They're not as attractive to a lot of kids that's really trying to grow or develop, right? Ohio State is attractive now, right? Florida State, believe it or not, Florida State is becoming attractive in recruiting, chat. Norvell is doing something special at Florida State, and it's becoming attractive in recruiting, especially with a lot of opportunities being available over the next 2 years. Florida, NIL is going to help Florida. Texas, all the Texas schools. We see Texas Tech already in portal, you know what I'm saying? Bagging on the portal. Ty Helton. Nah. I'm talking about a coach. Jason. Nah. Talking about a coach. You think we still got a shot with Nolan Wilson? I didn't have Nolan Wilson on my list because I don't think that Nolan Wilson was a realistic shot or target for us. I think he was one of those guys that was in the mix to create the conversation. So you had Nolan Wilson. I think with Nolan Wilson, the conversation was that DN defensive tackle situation we got going on there with those guys coming in, because he wants to play on the edge, but I think he's more of a tackle frame for this scheme, right? And a lot of guys don't want to go through what Keon Keeley went through, you know? You get what I'm saying? A lot of guys, because Keeley, we know what Keeley was at the edge. He had to learn a whole nother technique so that he can get on the field. And now you see him, he's not like, Keeley is eligible for the draft too. We could lose so many players, man, from 1 year of just straight production and find ourselves in the same position next year on the defensive side, replacing production, and the offensive side with the experience. Like, I feel like Kalen DeBoer is it set up his staff and his team to, have that balance on both ends of that. So I think, like I said, even with the when we had Sincere Johnson on campus, you know, we had him on campus before Xavier Griffin, and then we went full steam ahead for Griffin. You didn't. Sincere Johnson visit wasn't red carpet, not in my opinion. And I'm not saying that Alabama did it on purpose. I just, in my opinion, from surrounding it, from the responses, I don't think it was super red carpet like it was for Xavier, like it was for Abrams, like it was for Utu, and a lot of guys that I've been telling y'all are priority guys. This past weekend, everybody was red carpet, but it's Big Bama week. And you get to choose with, you know, they tell you which week they go have officials. You get to choose. For the most part, I think you set your visit schedule up. So, or your agent. Nowadays, y'all know we got agents now. So I'm excited, man. Max Sutter. Y'all know I think that's a good lean. I think we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So members only video, we're gonna probably crank that up tonight. I'm probably gonna go live, members only. And that way y'all can see it first thing in the morning. I'm gonna give y'all the hard truth, the hard cold truth about this recruiting class. And I'm gonna tell you exactly who I feel like will be signing for sure. I can't give you the full 24. I think we have 27 scholarships available in this class. I don't think I can give you the all 27, but what we have confirmed, and I'm gonna tell y'all this. 1, 2, 3. Hey, can somebody fact check me real quick? Real quick. Can you all let me know if this is the confirmed list? I think I added one too soon. Chris Booker, Jamarian Matthews, Jordan Edmonds. No, wait. Yeah, Jordan Edmonds, Jet Tamala, Kamarian Johnson, Zion Gibson, Sam Utu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8. So potentially 16 to 19 more available scholarships available. Space for commitments. I'm gonna give a nice list. And there's a few names I feel like you can go ahead and add to that list. Darian Morgan, Crowell, Hall. We'll talk about it tonight. So tap in with your boy, and make sure y'all continue to support the content, man. Y'all been really, really lively today in the chat. I appreciate y'all, man. And TikTok, I ain't forgot about y'all. I just had to get everything out. What's good, man? Let me see. Let's check in with TikTok, chat. Let's check in with the TikTok homies. How y'all feeling over that TikTok? Jimmy, what's good, man? Lucas, how you feeling, man? So with the linebacker that went to Texas, confident about Cedarian Morgan. Yes, Lucas, 100% confident about Cedarian Morgan. As a matter of fact, big alert, not big alert, but kind of spoiler alert, not spoiler alert. I guess it's just surprise. I guess we could say surprise. Y'all know he's checked in on this channel plenty of times. So the young man has been busy, and I'm not one to try to, you know, he's not my prospect. He's just my youngin', and I care that he, you know, that his process, the story behind it is told the right way. You know, and a lot of those guys, they don't care to do that. They just want to write about what they think they know. But I think we're good with Cedarian and that commitment to Alabama. Nah, my one thing about Cedarian, it ain't gotta be just the perfect situation for him. His thing is, what is your plan for me? As it should be with every recruit. What is your plan for me and how I fit into this team and what you're developing? You know, Cedarian wants a championship. He wants to be top 3 receivers coming out when he's eligible for the draft. All of these things that matter, right, is what he's talking about. And it's kind of hard not to look at Alabama and say, okay, I mean, I'm already there. And he's a priority for us. I think he's already locked in. Said from my hometown at 256 Alex City. What's good, man? What's good, family? Good to see you, man. At 256 in the house. Hey, so what's up with everybody in the chat over here on TikTok? I see y'all was running the comments up over here. Y'all going crazy. Shout out to the few in the chat over there. And then we got some over on YouTube. I mean, on Facebook. Shout out to my little bro Jeremy, man, for hitting that reaction button on Facebook. We got a viewer. We got 2 viewers on Twitch, chat. Got 2 tapping in on Twitch. Got 96 on Twitter. Twitter to be lit, man. 34 on YouTube. Make sure y'all continue running the likes up on YouTube, man. We're almost at our goal, man. We need 2 more likes to hit 25, man, before the end of the show. 25 likes on the stream to hit the show. If you're tapped in on Twitter, Tap in. King, Scooby, what's up, Scoob? My boy Scoob over here tapping in on the youth on the Twitch side. Good to see you, man. Good to see everybody over there, man. Good to see everybody. Hey, listen, Twitch, my first Twitch comment. Mary J just gonna take my comment off the screen. My guy King Scooby, man, tapping in over there on Twitch. Appreciate you for tapping in. I just had to recognize him. We got our first Twitch comment of the stream, man. Good to see you, man. My boy, hey, listen, hopefully we can get some gaming done. We gotta work first and then play. And I prepped myself to handle today, so we probably gonna get a good gaming session in, probably a 3-hour session today. So if you want to pull up, I do want to play some community members rather than play the randoms. I'd rather play some community members, get some vibes going. But if not, we get the road to college football. We on a 3-game losing streak. Let's talk about that. No, let's not talk about it. Let's talk about what we got left to talk about. Alabama's defense going into this season, man. 2025 Alabama defense. Right after this little message, this infomercial break, we're going to get into the conversation. And I want to talk about some expectations. We got a solid class of 25 guys that are loading that roster with depth. We got some guys that's returning, a lot of production on the defensive side. Let's go and look and answer the question. I'm going to give my thoughts on the biggest questions for Alabama's defense and the question and topic going into tonight's calling segment. Which offense on Alabama's schedule worries you the most and could give Alabama's defense the most problems? We'll talk about it here on the Coach Smook Network. Somebody type in the chat and say it loud. Put me in the game, Coach. We'll be right back after these messages. Join the Triple A.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the Triple A family. The Triple A stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Somebody say, put me in the game, Coach. Put me in the game, Coach. I want to play. I want to play, Coach.
You want to play? Let's play, y'all. Let's play. Let's talk a little bit. Let's have a little conversation. Let's give some thoughts real quick. And I want to talk about the defense, man. I'm really excited about the defense. I am. I really am. I think everybody in the nation understands what Alabama has coming back. right, for this defense. But more so, I think this staff it has a oh snap. Jamal Jones just emailed your boy. Hey, Jamal Jones, I don't know if you're live watching right now, but definitely join the Discord. Somebody get the Discord link and put it in the chat for Jamal Jones. He just emailed me. Shout out to Jamal Jones. And don't forget, Mary J, make sure, listen, I don't know why we haven't been doing this. It's crazy because God knows any financial support this network can have, we need it, right? I like to pay my bills with the money, the hustle I do outside of the network. I like to let the network run itself and pay for itself. So I've had so many people that have been watching this show, and I don't know why you just won't comment. I don't know if you're scared. Like, we have numbers in here, right? We have a lot of people that watch us on Twitter, and I go to my Twitter DM the other day, and usually you get spam. If you get a lot of messages on Twitter, go check your spam. I went in my spam and I got messages from like December, January, February. When we saw the snakes leave, right? When we cut the grass and watched the snakes leave, where people were like, man, how can I donate? Your content is this and that, information. So guys, Mary J, can you flash that at the bottom of the screen? We have multiple ways that you can support this channel financially. We're not begging, but it is greatly appreciated, just like the infomercial says. Now, the first way you can support is by becoming a member of the AAA family. It's $2.99 a month for one of the memberships, and it's VIP. VIP members, you should have your stickers. If you have not, we got 4 VIP members right now, and I think Mary J, I think yours just went through, so I'm gonna have to get you on the next mailing list because I think you switched it. I think you just switched it, and on a report from this one, it made. But anyways, I'm gonna make sure I get all the stickers, and then I got moderators and stuff. We got them Coach Smook Network stickers. As a matter of fact, Mary J, take the banner down real quick, the big banner. I'm gonna show y'all. Oh, as a matter of fact, never mind. You good? It's right here. It's right here. We got these stickers being mailed out to our VIP members, and then the next sticker. Can I show them? I think I should show them. I'm gonna show them real quick before we get back into the conversation about the defense, because this is for VIP members and members that's a part of the team. Show y'all real quick. I think y'all gonna love this, and I think Zach and Mary J probably have theirs on one of their social media pages already, which is pretty cool that they repping. But I got some more for everybody. They already made. We just gotta get them out. So don't fret not, for thee shall have thine own. Coach Smook Network, John. Let me see. I'm gonna put somebody out there that ain't as loud. Let me see. Okay, let's put Thaz out there. Let me put Thaz out there. We're gonna put Thaz out there. I'm gonna put it in the locker room. So if y'all in Discord, y'all can see it. But if you a VIP member or AAA, if you're a AAA member for at least a year, right? You're gonna get this sticker made for you. What's up? I just found your channel and can already tell your content is great. I love to support you and also be your loyal fan. Okay, Peter, jump in there, man. I don't know if that's a real thing, but Mary J, you gotta take you see how that look? Don't it look funny? It's off. You see it got the football at the bottom by itself? We gotta move that. You can just take the elephants off. Take the elephants off. That should look better. Y'all, this is why I love my team, because we actually growing real time and y'all watching it happen. So hopefully y'all enjoying the authenticity of this. So let's get into the conversation, man. What was I about to show? Oh, I got to show y'all real quick. Look at me, ADHD. I'm excited. Y'all got me excited about the support. But yeah, there's multiple ways to support, man. You can join the membership. You could donate directly through Venmo, PayPal, and PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App to the Coach Smook at Coach Smook Network on all of those. If you search at Coach Smook Network, not just Coach Smook Network. That's the one where it's going to help us stay legit. We don't want to be like some of these other channels and stuff, just taking it and spending it and swiping at other stores. Everything we did last year with the network, we were able to account for it. I'm grateful for that. I'm so grateful to God, because I was scared. I just knew the transitions, moving between states and stuff was going to kill me. I'm getting back on track. I'm grateful for that. So here goes the little the shindig I want to show y'all real quick. This is for y'all VIP members that's want to support and really represent what the network is about. We got a lot of members that hit that year mark, so a lot of y'all gonna be seeing this. So this right here is for that. Mary J, you can remove. There you go. Remove those banners for us. Yep. So you see that? Got the Coach Smook Network. Then you got the authenticity above all down there at the bottom, and your initials gonna be in the middle. Your initials gonna be in the middle. And these are going to be stickers. Also, This can be available. We got a personal printing service that we about to use for our t-shirts. If you want to go ahead and get your custom shirt made for the tailgate parties, the AAA community link ups, this is what it's going to look like. It's going to be a little like a little lapel patch or something that you would wear on your collar shirt right there. That's what it's going to be. Yeah. That's exactly what they is, Jordan. And those are going out. Those are going out for you all. So y'all continue to support, man. And these are going to be transparent backgrounds. So if you want to put it on a book, we got students that support us, all of that. You want to support, man. There's opportunities to support. Printify is where we go. The links, everything is in the description on the page, man. Go and do it. Make sure y'all support and keep on sharing the love with the Coach Smook Network. Now, back to the conversation. Defensive expectations for the 2025, man. I think Alabama is geared to, they're geared up to really show the nation. And Kane Womack has always been given credit for his defensive philosophy, right? His mindset behind the defensive game. I want to talk about, we're excited about what our defense is bringing back. Let's talk about that real quick. You're talking about Damani Jackson, a first round pick. You're talking about Cam Calhoun, a transfer who really, literally could start in front of, unfortunately, Xavier Brown, who played a great year last year, but he's coming back. He's going to be your starter there. You got Cam Calhoun, who's in that rotation. Dijon Lee, a true freshman, coming in, give you quality there. Then you got Red Morgan. You got Drake Kirkpatrick in that secondary room. Guys that provide quality depth, that got some experience last year, right? You push Mbakwe to the other side of the ball, but you allow guys like Ray Hubbard to really embrace their role in that safety room. You allow Keon Sabb time to get back healthy while you got young, talented guys like Chuck Gunner and Ike Taylor pulling up on campus. Ike Taylor showing up, and you being hard on him because he's flashing. He's looking like the second coming of Caleb Downs, but he's stuck behind Keon Sabb and Ray Hubbard. And Zay Mincy, who's just showing you that he's really committed to development wherever you need him. This secondary is probably the most attractive room on the team. You go to the linebacker room, depth. The edge rushing room, pick one, throw them out there. Probably going to get the same results, 4 or 5 deep. You got 7 of them, 6 or 7 in that room. Inside linebacker room, you're going to figure out who's really the prototypical linebacker, inside linebacker for this scheme this year, because you have different skill sets and multiple mentalities in that room. 3 of them are going to fit perfect, and they're going to be the design of what Alabama's future inside linebacker room looks like. And I got a good idea that you're going to see a lot of that identity develop through Abdul Sanders Jr., QB Reese, Luke Metz, Duke Johnson. I think those 3 guys are going to really set the tone for what the Alabama inside linebacker room looks like going forward under Kane Womack. And then, on the defensive front, you got your bandit, your defensive tackle, and your nose guard. That 11, 12-man rotation to where that diversity, right? I guess you could say that flexibility across those 3 positions. Because you got guys that James Smith, he could play defensive tackle, right? Natural. That's his spot. But he can also get out at defensive end and be a true DN at the bandit, right? Or you can take him and put it at nose tackle and put another frame like him next to him and have a pass rushing interior set, right? Or you could take 2 tall builds that's 295, 285 plus and put them both on the interior and really give you a Raptor cheetah package, rushing package like blitz pack, and then put 2 true edges out there and let your athletic linebackers who play all over the field, Abdul Sanders Jr., Nakahil Green, Deontay Lawson, their coverage ability underneath. These are guys that they showcase ability to make plays on the ball in the air. They got good coverage, second phase, first phase coverage. This linebacker room is the defense as a whole is just a lot of talent and skill sets there. Who's going to challenge it? Who's going to challenge it? That's my question to you all. That's my question for the conversation of the topic of the conversation tonight. Let's first look at the schedule. Let's talk about the schedule first. Who's on the schedule and who immediately pops off the schedule and usually we would say, oh, they're gonna give our defense a problem, right? Let's talk about it. I got a few takes. I got a few teams that we can kind of talk about here. And let me see if I can get a different angle set up. Here we go. We can look at it like this. Don't look bad, do it, chat. I look at the schedule. I say Florida State, we open up. I don't think that's a problem for the defense. I honestly think that's the game where it gets us way overhyped about this defense. I'm talking about interior defensive linemen getting into the quarterback, defensive linemen picking the ball off at the line of scrimmage, linebackers catching a guy coming across the middle, popping the ball in the air, and Keon Sabb or Ray Hubbard catching it off the tip, taking it to the house. That's the type of game I feel like is going to happen with Florida State. Then you got the following week, ULM, another one. I don't think we get tested defensively. I think Georgia will try to bring the physicality test. That will be the first physicality test of the season, right? But then following Vandy, I think the mental test follows that, right? Do I think they have enough to really test us? No, I think it presents another challenge, a new challenge. But this group, this veteran group, this productive group from last year returns with a sense of familiarity with each other and what they're going up against, right? Those teams won't do it. Going to Columbia is not going to bother this team. I'm telling you, the first game where I feel like they might give us a test is Tennessee. Let's talk about Tennessee. Let's open it up. I want to talk about the roster. I want to talk about the depth chart. Let me see. Let's do the list. Let's do the list. Let's go there. No, I don't want to do that one. Let's go here. Tennessee. And I'm gonna use our lads. Shout out to our lads. They usually provide quality insight with their depth chart positioning when they have like knowledge or whatever gets to the team. Now, one thing about them when it comes to Alabama, because they were so used to doing stuff for a saving system, you didn't see them actually change the positions or the labeling of the wording, right, of the positions until towards the end of the season last year, which is lets you know that they're doing their research. They're trying to get actual quality information by getting guys to camps and all of that stuff. So, let's look at Tennessee. Share screen. Here we go. Tennessee's depth chart. Now, I want y'all to look at the wide receiver room. Mikey Matthews. If you do not know about him, go back and just look at his recruiting journey coming out of high school. He's a true sophomore this year. He had some opportunities last year, made plays, number 10. Made a few against Alabama last year. Had a key block against Alabama last year. Played a solid game as a true freshman. Chris Brazil, I think he was injured last year when we saw Tennessee, but he's another talented guy that's just waiting for a chance to really break out, right? Braylon Staley, Amari Jefferson, the Alabama transfer. These are guys that have, speed, top end speed. Jefferson was a speed guy for us, right? Him and Jaron Hamilton, they both were speed guys, right? You got Travis Smith Jr. That's the prospect I was talking about earlier. Alabama should have went on ahead and dialed in and offered him and made him a priority for that last class. I know we got Meadows and Brooks, but I think Smith, man, he's a real game changer. We're going to find out this year, right? They got a lot of weapons at the wide receiver room, but you see how young they are. Sophomores, red shirt freshmen, right? This is a red shirt junior transfer, so Brazil is going to be there for at least another year. This group is going to learn. They're going to learn the first 5 or 6 games of the season, and they're going to come into Alabama. We're going to go into Knoxville. No, they're coming to T-Town. Am I right? They coming to T-Town. Yeah, they coming to T-Town 3rd Saturday in October, and I believe they have a bye week 2 weeks before us, so they'll kind of they'll be able to come out of a bye week the week before us and put out what they want to make adjustments about, and they'll have that familiarity. And Joey Aguilar is not a bad quarterback. Like, when you have weapons around you, you got an offensive line with the amount of talent there. The true freshman David Sanders Jr. looking like a sophomore junior out there. He's giving me kind of like what's the young man's name came in JC Latham. He's giving me JC Latham type vibes. David Sanders Jr. Alabama was heavy on him last year during recruiting too. You got another guy, Max Anderson, who got thrown into the fire last year as a true freshman. He's coming back with experience. You got redshirt sophomore Shamar Amaroff. You saw 79 last year get some good work in the game against Oklahoma. So a lot of guys, and then they got some depth. They got some depth there they're young. They're young. That's the only thing wrong with Tennessee right now. They're young, but that's good in this day and age. When you have a young core group like this, you got them carried over from their freshman year. I like what they look like. So I think this offense, just personnel wise, they present some mismatch or not mismatch. They present some tests to where you can be tested in the secondary. Now, I think they test us, but do I think they really push Alabama's secondary? I don't think so. I think with the front, the type of pressure that we're going to be able to get, that'll be the test. Kane Womack finding that balance of dialing up the pressures. We know that Josh Heupel in that offense is going to want to go fast, get a lot of quick game going. I think that's going to be the first test, like the real true test that could really cause us to make those drastic adjustments, whether it's personnel or formations and sets. My guy Dre Lively says the depth the Tide is building on the rosters, it's going to get spooky for everyone else. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, you can have a game where Bray Hubbard might not be, Keon Sabb might not be on point. You need run fits. You need physicality coming down and run fitting from the safety position. You can't commit assets in the box, but you need somebody that's real keen on coming down and fitting on run fits. That might be a job for free safety for Hubbard to go to safety and then bring another one of your physical safeties in. Let's say Ike Taylor, a young guy that's physical, may have a few issues in his third concept coverage right now, but we know from evaluation he has had great standpoints or bullets when it came to run fits, diagnosing the run game. I mean, he did great at the high school level. Underneath concepts, he diagnoses them very well. So you're absolutely right with the depth comment. Hey, great comment, Dre, and welcome in, man. Hey, think about becoming a member too, Dre. $2.99, get that wristband, bro. We're gonna be doing some recruiting talk late tonight. You ain't gonna want to miss it. Coach Steve Whitfong might be in the chat today. Javar Burnett just hey, Alex, oh man, come on, chat. Am I crazy? Am I crazy for saying what I say when I say it? Chris 205, I appreciate the gifts over there on TikTok, man. I forgot TikTok was up over here live. LSU and Auburn would test us. I see that. Big T, do you think Tennessee new QB would do better than Nico since he is a Tennessee type QB? Big T, is this my brother, Big T? No, that's not my brother. I thought that was my brother. That's what everybody call my brother over there on TikTok. Big T, you a Tennessee fan. So check this out. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm more on the side of Nico not being in the locker room is going to do better for Tennessee. I just don't think it's like a drastic better. I think your team will be good and win 7 to 8 games this year, right? But I also think that it takes 3 or 4 games at the beginning of the season for you all to find that and get into that role. And then also you got a lot to replace on defense. You got a lot of key guys to replace on defense. And Hypo's system is not a defensive friendly system. So you got to have top tier communication and effectiveness on the defensive side. Hypo's going to go fast regardless. And he's going to use the run game to do it too, which allows you to kind of slow down. But you got to have a defense that's ready to fire. And I don't think that aggressive nature of play calling is going to be effective for Tennessee this year as it was last year. You don't have James Pierce on that D-line. You got guys, but you don't have proven guys. What's up, Russell? Good to see you over here on the YouTube side, man. Mary J, can you handle the YouTube comments for me, please? As they come in, just pop them on the screen. So I got to keep, because TikTok is chatting. I appreciate TikTok for tapping in. And we got a new follower on TikTok. I didn't get to see who it was, but appreciate you for being a new follower here on the Coach Smook channel on TikTok. Make sure you come on to YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's absolutely free. That's where you get the fire content. Yo, we're at 1:43. Supposed to be closing down in like 5 minutes, but I think we're going to keep it going so we can get everything out. I ain't gonna lie, you speaking facts, my boy. You just gained a fan. Real talk. Hey, y'all, real talk, man. Let me stop that for a second. I gotta put the horn on that. I got a Tennessee fan, and y'all know I freaking hate Tennessee. I almost hate Tennessee as much as I hate Auburn. But if I'm getting love from Tennessee, this ain't the first one. He just the first one live. But your boy been getting a lot of love from Tennessee. I don't know if that's a good thing or if that's a bad thing. And you know what? I'm one of the few Bama content creators that get some Tennessee love. I can't even lie. I speak real. For me to have some doggone Bama goggles or to be a Bama smart sniffer, like just my humble opinion said last season, because I was telling him he was crazy for calling for coaches to get fired. Who calls for coaches to get fired in year one, bruh? And say they know football or ever coached the game of football. You're calling for a coach to get fired year one, 4 or 5 games in. Bruh, get the come on, man. Talking crazy, but yeah, bro, I appreciate that, Big T, and that's just my real take, man. I got an Oklahoma brother. He covers Oklahoma. I do the same thing with Oklahoma. I don't care if you my brother. I'm gonna tell the truth. If Bama was in a situation where we was really struggling to find out who the quarterback was because of a lack of skill set, I would tell y'all that. But our problem ain't even that. Our problem ain't that, chat. Our problem is we got 2 good quarterbacks, and we just don't know which way to swing. I feel like we can step up left-handed and swing and knock it out the park. We can step up right-handed and swing it out the park. That's what I feel with our quarterback position. And then if all else fails, we can get up to that mug and that dang what they call that junk when you be out there at the park LARPing. We can LARP and swing at that mug and knock it out the park with Austin Mack. After what we saw Nick Sheridan do with Jalen Miro last year, come on, man. Come on, man. So in the chat right now on both sides, let me know where you're watching from all platforms. If you on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, let me know where you're watching from. We're going to get into our 10-minute spill, to close out the show. And so I said Tennessee. Going back to our conversation, defensive expectation, I said Tennessee. The other team, I think somebody in the chat said it early. I don't think LSU will be as much of a test as we expect, chat. I think by that time of the season, Alabama's defense will be so locked in. I think they will be up for that game. Kane Womack will be up for that game, just like we were last year. The defense was up for LSU last year, and we get to host them this year, chat. Nussmeier and that receiver core will be challenged to the fullest. Now, do I think that game is like a blowout? No, I think we hold our own. We don't allow them to hit their averages. We throw a high scoring team. I think LSU is going to be, they stay healthy, they can be one of the most prolific offenses. I think we throw them off their averages. We get them out of sorts. We cause them to do some uncharacteristic things. Kane Womack has a bye week to prepare for them. And by this time, the defense should be rolling. Let's say everything's going good, right? We're talking about a team right now at that point to be 7-1, 8-1, or 8-0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Coming off a tough, I said 7-1, 8-0 because I really think the week before against South Carolina, it won't necessarily be the defensive test. It'll just be a complete test for the team. This would be a coaching test, the South Carolina game, but offensive. Who's going to test our defense? I think Tennessee is the first test and LSU. And then the last test, Auburn. Being in Jordan-Hare, that stadium is going to be rocking. Communication is going to be key. And we know Hugh Freeze is want to go in and go tempo to keep Kane Womack from being aggressive. He tried to do it last year, didn't have the personnel to effectively do it, but we saw a lot of plays, or 3 or 4 plays in the first half of last year's Iron Bowl, where if they had any type of quality quarterback, playmaking quarterback, you see a lot of those BS throw it up, catch it prayer type of plays, right? In the LSU Bama game, usually the way that in the LSU Bama game, usually the away team wins. No, not really. Not really. We've been holding it down against LSU. We've been holding it down. You got to remember Jalen Miro. We hosted them last year, or the year before last. Miro beat them boys 2 years in a row. And who was the last quarterback to lose to him? We didn't lose to Daniels, did we? I got to go back. When the last time we lost to LSU, chat? Did Jaden Daniels beat us? Bryce, yeah, Bryce and Jaden, right? Let me see. Nussmeier is not as good as people think, in my opinion. Dylan, I think you're wrong there, brother. I disagree with that one. We're doing our little 10-minute spill right now. I think Nussmeier is your second best quarterback on the draft board right now. He's pro style quarterback. He's your number one, but overall, I think he's your second best quarterback. Daniel's his first year. Okay, bet. Appreciate that, big homie. I see y'all in the chat. Jackson says, Jason, my brother says, Florida State QB said he don't see Bama stopping him because they don't have Nick Saban to save them. Hey, it's cool. Like, you gotta say something. When you go to the interviews, you can't say next question in the college. You have to answer the question. So you gotta say something. If you want to get paid, you gotta say something. You gotta say something. It could be stupid. It could be far-fetched or whatever you want to call. But you gotta say something, chat. You gotta say something. It's one thing to talk, but it's one thing to do, right? And so if you're tuning in right now, you're enjoying this vibe, pull up for the call-in show tonight, man. I think the call-in show will be fun. All of y'all with y'all comments in the chat, this is what I want to hear on the phone line. 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, pull up to the call-in show. I want to hear this. I want to see what you're saying in the comments, what you're typing. I would love to hear that on the phone line. I want to make clips. I want this community to know that their voice can be heard. So you all know I'm a panelist, I'm an analyst, and an insider over at Alabama Voice of College Football on YouTube. If you do not follow that channel yet, make sure you go follow. That's where we have more of a panel setting. It's not a morning show or evening show. It's a panel setting where we have topics. We have a structured line of discussions, right? And that's where you come in for your informative content, right? Informative, not creative, but informative content. So you won't see all the bells and whistles on that show, but you will get your information. You will get interaction, right? What's the name of the page? What page? Talking about my page? What page? Coach Smook on YouTube? What page? I'm sorry. Coach Smook on YouTube. That's how you but you're gonna be able to hear the call in. You're gonna be able to tap into the call in on TikTok. We'll be on TikTok, Kick, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. We'll be on Vine too. If they relaunch Vine. Oh, at college football, at Alabama Voice of College Football. Alabama Voice of College Football. Right there. I'm gonna pin the comments. YouTube. Hey, pin that comment for me, big homie. If you can on TikTok. Appreciate y'all, man. Listen, we winding down, man. Appreciate y'all. Any questions in the chat? Any questions in the chat about Alabama football? I said my expectations. I said the offensive troubles or tests that we should experience, or I feel like we're going to experience, will be Tennessee starting off. And I may be wrong about Tennessee. Tennessee, they have to come out and start fast. But I think they have the weapons available. I think they have it. I think Joey is going to be a solid enough quarterback. He's going to make a lot of mistakes early, though. He's going to make a lot of mistakes early. Just getting into the feel of things. Receivers, trusting them. All of that's going to factor in. And then once they hit it, it's going to be solid. It's going to be solid for them guys. Then I said LSU. I think LSU is going to... I don't think they're going to be... No, I didn't say LSU. Who did I say, chat? I talked about LSU. Tennessee. I don't think LSU really tests us. I think Georgia tests us physically, right? They try to come out and test us physically. Vanderbilt tests us mentally. Tennessee tests us with the schematics, right? That's the first test schematically. The first offense that I really think we have to really turn the page. Let's get it. And then Auburn. Now, I would say Oklahoma. I just don't see it clicking year one. And they'll be finding us at the wrong time of the year at home. And I'm praying that we blow them out because Jason gonna be in town. My brother Jason. And y'all know how we do when we get together on screen. So y'all just already know what it's gonna be like in person. So with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all for tapping in today. Listen, if you enjoyed the show today, man, like the stream on YouTube. Man. It has been a great show, man. I'm talking about like the vibe has been there the whole stream. Even when the stream went down, we had a little connection issue earlier. It was still, I seen y'all in the chat supporting, waiting around. We had 17 people still waiting when I came back to the screen. So that was pretty awesome to have that. I appreciate the love. It really is really encouraging. We reached our like goal on the day of freaking 30. Well, we passed the like goal of 25. We have 31 likes on the stream currently. We got 33 watching in the chat on YouTube right now. 121 watching on Twitter. We got 1 watching on Facebook, 2 watching on Twitch. Man, we are growing. We're going to be live on kick.com, KICK.com tonight on Twitch. Kick for our call-in show. Jimmy, appreciate y'all for tapping in. Everybody on the TikTok side, thank y'all for tapping in. We had Georgia fan, Tennessee fan pull up. Thank y'all for tapping in. Stone Cold, big homie moderating over there. My guy Lucas Sparks, he said confident about Sadarian Morgan. Yeah, bro, you already know. Chris 205, appreciate you for pulling up. Jimmy, everybody, man, for pulling up. L Face, what's good? He's sleeping on Mizzou. Nah, I'm not sleeping on Mizzou. I just think Mizzou got too much to replace and too many experienced teams in the SEC this year. With less questions that's going to be able to dismantle that program piece by piece. But with that being said, y'all don't forget, like, share, subscribe, react on all the platforms. Continue to support your boy. Again, charitable donations. We want to be able to donate. One of our biggest donations this month, a percentage of every donation, every payout, every month goes towards Wounded Warriors of Alabama and our autism awareness support that we provide or that we support here in the state of Alabama. A lot of programs that supporting the autistic community and helping them find ways to cope and live more regular lives, I guess you could say. I really wish I had some of their side effects so that I could stay hyper focused like they do, and some of the skill sets that they develop because of their way of thinking. And it's crazy to think like they, that there's something wrong with them. I hate when people say that, but there are programs that are helping that part of our society in advancing their lives and being able to coexist in society. So we supporting all of that. Our veterans, if you all didn't know, I am a military or Army vet, served 8.5 years, and I deal with PTSD and depression and all of that. So I've used the hotline. I've used the suicide hotline before. You know, and I'm not ashamed to say it. You know, it's helping. It's people that's really dedicated to being there and talking to you. They don't have to know you from Adam, but a can of paint, but they're there. They've done this and they really have a passion for it. So do not hesitate to reach out. If you really want support from this community, you need prayer, or you want, you know, I say we're gonna give you no money in them, but you want some prayer, you want some support, some people to talk to or to engage with. Join the Discord community. Join the Discord. It's a vibe in there now. The traffic is starting to pick up a little bit more. My mods have been doing a great job of moderating and keeping things cordial in there. Haven't seen drama since, you know, the exodus of the snakes. Thank God for that, you know. So we're just growing, y'all. We're growing and we're continuing to have fun. And then last but not least, shout out to every sponsor, every partner that is partnered with Coach Smook Network. We appreciate you. We greatly appreciate you. We're talking Yon Apparel, Yon Urban Streetwear, my brother's clothing line, man. If you have not seen his clothing line, his apparel, make sure y'all go check it out on YouTube. Not YouTube, on Instagram. YAHN Apparel. Go check it out. I'll be getting my fits here once we get back from school in July. And y'all gonna be seeing your boy rocking, TikToking, ain't no stopping, I'm not dropping. You know what I'm saying? And then shout out to Helping Hands LLC, my aunt, man. She's been a consistent contributor to the Coach Smook Network for about 8 months now. They contribute as sponsors. Shout out to them. Athlon, Ghost Energy Drink as affiliates. We thank you all for the opportunity. That's why we want to continue to grow our content. We're looking to hit some numbers so we can be actual sponsored personalities, sports media personalities, content creators through these. We're affiliates right now. We're hitting our goals. We're hitting our target. We're having people click on the certain links. If you all seeing commercials during the show, that means we're doing our job. All right. So I appreciate y'all. Davin Jones, William checking in late. What's good, family? Appreciate y'all for being in here today, man. And without further ado, man, remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Moose. I see y'all at 7:30 tonight. You all be blessed. Get ready to call in tonight. Don't be scared. Remember, I'm your dude, man. I got you. Roll Tide. Let's go.
Better go subscribe. You do roll with the tide. I'm down in the gun with Coach Smook. Through the game, roll tide, roll tide. Better go subscribe. TikTok. Alabama roll tide, put me in the game, yo. Down in the